If I told you that Julián Álvarez had almost won every title in football before the age of 25, yet still wasn't the main character in his own story, what would you think? World Cup, Champions League, Premier League, Copa América, the trophies that legends spend their whole lives chasing. But Julián always stayed out of the spotlight, behind Messi in Argentina, behind Haaland at Manchester City. So he left the strongest team in Europe, joining Atlético Madrid to change that, to finally become a real man. But even now, things are still uncertain. Barcelona are watching. The 2026 World Cup is coming. Will he build his own empire or step into a new one? Because his real battle has never been the trophies, but the shadow, and he's still battling it. Today, let's explore 5 facts about Julián Álvarez. And believe me, the last truth will change everything. Shocking truth about Julián Álvarez, the Argentine star standing at the biggest turning point of his career. Julián Álvarez was born on January 31, 2000 in Calchín, a small town in the province of Córdoba, Argentina, where football is not just a sport but a way of life. He grew up in a humble working-class family. His father, Gustavo Álvarez, worked in agriculture, while his mother, Mariana Álvarez, was a primary school teacher. Alongside Julián are his 2 brothers, Rafael and Agustín, who shared his childhood filled with football on the dusty local pitches of their hometown. From a very young age, Julián showed extraordinary football talent. His brothers often joked that he played as if he had more than 2 legs, and that was how his nickname, La Araña, the Spider, was born. No one in his family could have imagined that the boy from a town of just a few thousand people would one day become one of the most successful footballers in the world before the age of 25. At the age of 11, Julián's talent caught the attention of Real Madrid. He was invited to Spain to participate in a youth tournament and impressed the club's scouts. Real Madrid wanted to sign him, but FIFA regulations regarding international transfers of young players made the deal impossible. Julián returned to Argentina and continued chasing his dream in his home country. The first major turning point in his career came when he joined the River Plate Academy, the club he had supported since childhood. After years of development under Marcelo Gallardo, Julián made his first team debut in 2018. That same year, he became part of the River Plate squad that won the historic Copa Libertadores final against Boca Juniors at the Santiago Bernabéu. The following seasons saw the Argentine forward's rapid rise. From a promising youngster, Julián quickly became River Plate's main star. His breakout year came in 2021, when he scored 24 goals and provided 15 assists in 46 matches, helping River Plate win the Argentine league title. In total, he scored 54 goals for the first team and won multiple domestic and international trophies before Europe came calling. In January 2022, Manchester City signed Julián Álvarez from River Plate for around $21.4 million, a deal widely seen as a long-term investment. Yet, even the most optimistic expectations could not have predicted that just a few years later, he would build a trophy collection many legends never achieve in an entire career. The biggest turning point in Julián Álvarez's career did not come in England. It came in Qatar, the 2022 World Cup. When the tournament began, he was only considered a backup option to Lautaro Martinez in Argentina's attack. But after just a few matches, everything changed. His relentless pressing, intelligent movement, and sharp finishing allowed Julián to earn a starting spot alongside Lionel Messi. He scored 4 goals in the tournament, including a brace in the semi-final against Croatia, playing a crucial role in leading Argentina to the final. and ultimately defeating in France to win their first World Cup in 36 years. The World Cup transformed Julián Álvarez from a rising talent into a global star. Back at Manchester City, he continued to build an extraordinary trophy record under Pep Guardiola. In the 2022-23 season, despite competing for minutes with Erling Haaland, Julián still scored 17 goals and provided 5 assists in 49 appearances across all competitions, helping Manchester City complete a historic treble consisting of the Premier League, FA Cup, and Champions League. In the 2023-24 season, his role grew even further. Julián played 54 matches, scored 19 goals, and added 13 assists across all competitions. He helped Manchester City win another Premier League title, as well as the UEFA Super Cup and the FIFA Club World Cup. Across his 2 seasons at the Etihad, Julián Álvarez scored 36 goals, registered 18 assists, and won nearly every major club trophy available. But behind the silverware was a constant reality. At Manchester City, he often still played in the shadow of Erling Haaland, and that became the reason why the summer of 2024 marked another turning point. Atletico Madrid decided to invest over €75 million in fixed fees, potentially rising to around €95 million with add-ons, to bring Julián Álvarez to Spain. No longer just a promising talent or a super sub in Guardiola's star-studded squad, for the first time in his elite career, he was given the chance to become the centerpiece of an entire football project. In the 2024-25 season, Julián scored 29 goals and provided 7 assists in 54 matches across all competitions, becoming Atletico Madrid's top scorer and one of the most efficient forwards in Europe. His goals consistently came in both La Liga and the Champions League, quickly turning him into a fan favorite at the Metropolitano. The 2025-26 season has continued to show his growth. He remains the undisputed leader of Atletico's attack, scoring over 20 goals across all competitions and becoming an irreplaceable figure in Diego Simeone's long-term plans. But alongside his rise, rumors have grown louder. Barcelona are watching. Sources in Spain suggest that the Catalan club sees Julián Álvarez as one of their key long-term targets after Robert Lewandowski's era. The board believes he has all the qualities to become the centerpiece of a new era at Camp Nou. Young, energetic, experienced in winning major trophies, and already proven at both club and international level. Meanwhile, the 2026 World Cup is approaching. Lionel Messi has entered the final years of his career. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, Argentina is preparing for a future no longer centered around the greatest player in their history. And at the heart of that transition stands Julián Álvarez. From a boy born in a small town in Córdoba to a World Cup winner, Julián has conquered almost every peak in world football. But perhaps what he is chasing now is no longer just trophies. It is a legacy. Will he stay at Atletico Madrid and become the symbol of a new generation? Or will he join Barcelona, step onto the biggest stage, and become the next Argentine to carry the weight of an era after Messi? Because after all the goals, the trophies, and the nights of glory under the stadium lights, what Julián Álvarez is still missing is not success. It is an era that bears his own name. Julián Álvarez and Emilia Ferrero, a 10-year love story that nearly collapsed under the spotlight of football glory. Before becoming a World Cup winner, a star at Manchester City, or a new symbol at Atletico Madrid, Julián Álvarez had one constant companion throughout his journey: Emilia Ferrero. Their story began in Córdoba, Argentina, when both were still teenagers. Emilia was born and raised not far from Calchín, Julián's hometown. The two met at a very young age through friends and their local community. While Julián was still a young player relentlessly chasing his dream at River Plate's academy, Emilia was always by his side. Throughout his years in River Plate's youth teams, and later the first team, Emilia remained quietly supportive. When he scored his first goals in Buenos Aires, she was there. When he won the 2018 Copa Libertadores with River Plate, she was there too. And when the boy from Calchín began attracting attention from European football, their relationship remained as strong as ever. Unlike the glamorous image often associated with football relationships, Emilia never chose to become a public figure. She studied physical education, loved sports, and maintained a simple lifestyle away from the spotlight. That grounded personality is seen as one of the key foundations of their long-lasting relationship. In 2022, when Julián became a national hero for Argentina at the Qatar World Cup, Emilia was also present during the historic celebrations with his family. Images of the couple embracing on the pitch after winning the World Cup quickly spread around the world, becoming one of the most memorable moments of the Argentine forward's career. After the World Cup, Emilia moved to England to live with Julián during his time at Manchester City. Life in Manchester was relatively calm and private, as both of them stayed away from media attention and focused on their everyday routine. In 2024, when Julián transferred to Atlético Madrid, their lives changed once again. Initially, he rented a villa in the outskirts of Boadilla del Monte to live with Emilia. However, the intense attention from the media and paparazzi disrupted their private life. The house quickly became a hotspot for photographers, forcing the couple to move elsewhere in search of a quieter and more private space. Despite the external noise surrounding football, Julián and Emilia continued to live their lives quietly in their own way. Then, after more than a decade together, from two teenagers in Córdoba to one of the most followed couples in Argentine football, they welcomed their first child, a son named Amadeo. His arrival marked a new chapter in Julián's life, as he became not only a World Cup winner but also a father. Today, the three of them are seen as a small but strong and private family. No drama, no public scandals, no excessive attention. Just a quiet ending to a long-lasting love story. From the boy nicknamed La Araña, the Spider, to one of the world's best strikers, Julián Álvarez has lived a journey not everyone can endure while staying grounded at the highest level. Many things have changed in his life. Fame, grand stadiums, and the bright lights of football's biggest stages. But one thing has remained almost the same since the very beginning: the way he chooses to live. Even in the midst of all the spotlight, Julián Álvarez continues to live a simple, quiet, and humble life, as if, no matter how high he rises, he is still just the boy from Calchín, who loves football and the simplest things in life. Julián Álvarez, the World Cup winner, living a life that's completely opposite to most football stars. After the issue related to renting a home in Boadilla del Monte, west of Madrid, Julián Álvarez moved to a more private and discreet living space. Instead of the flashy mansions or luxurious lifestyle often associated with top football stars, his residence in Madrid is designed in a minimalist style, prioritizing privacy and comfort for his family. The house features a dominant palette of white, gray, and beige, combined with high-end materials such as marble and light wood. Although it still belongs to the premium real estate segment in Madrid, its value is said to lie more in the quality of living space than in any attempt to display wealth. Meanwhile, Spanish media has also reported rumors that Julián Álvarez could own or be considering a property in Barcelona, valued at around 10 million euros, amid ongoing transfer links with the Catalan club. However, these reports remain purely speculative and have never been officially confirmed. Even in his personal life, Julián Álvarez is not associated with the luxurious image commonly seen among elite footballers. Instead of collecting expensive supercars, he is known to use practical luxury vehicles such as the Mercedes-Benz Gale Coupe, valued at approximately 80,000 to euro 120,000, mainly for daily transportation in Madrid. The car prioritizes comfort, safety, and practicality rather than display. He is also believed to own a similar vehicle in Argentina for use when returning to his hometown of Calchín, serving everyday family needs rather than any display of luxury. There is nothing ostentatious about Julián Álvarez's lifestyle as a global football star. No yachts, no luxury watch collections, and no iconic private jet vacations. He chooses a quiet life, keeping a clear separation between his professional career and private life, between fame and his true self. This simplicity creates a distinct image. In a football world where fame and material wealth often go hand in hand, Julián Álvarez takes the opposite path, rich in trophies and status, but never allowing that wealth to define the way he lives. And perhaps that is exactly why he is seen not only as one of the world's top strikers, but also as one of the few players who has managed to remain ordinary in an extraordinary era of modern football. The stories surrounding Julián Álvarez continue to unfold, quietly yet with great weight. From a boy in Calchín to a 2022 World Cup winner, he has climbed every peak in football while maintaining a rare sense of composure. Amid trophies, pressure, and ever-growing expectations, Julián now stands at another crossroads. The 2026 World Cup is not only an opportunity to defend Argentina's crown, but also a test of whether he can rise to an even greater level, from a champion to a true symbol of an entire generation. Julián Álvarez's future is still unfolding, cold, unforgiving, and not made for hesitation. Just one tournament could redefine everything he has achieved so far. And you, do you think Julián will enter the 2026 World Cup as a defender of the crown? Or as a conqueror of history? Let's wait and see.